When Nat was 20 years old, 20 años, he went with some men to Mexico to buy cattle for the boss. Nat had a wonderful time. He loved the country and the people. Every night he sang and danced with pretty girls. Nat was the only one of the cowboys who could speak Spanish with the Mexicans. So in the daytime, Nat bought cattle and laughed and talked with the people of the town. On a hot day, Nat rode his horse into a saloon and asked for two cool drinks, one for himself and one for the horse. The men in the saloon could not believe what they saw. No one had ever ridden a horse into a saloon, but Nat did. He grabbed his drink fast and was out in a flash. There was no cowboy quite like Nat Love. When all the cattle had been bought, the men started home with the herd. Everything was going well until one morning. Suddenly over a hilltop ran a great herd of wild buffalo. There were hundreds of them, and they were coming right into the herd of cattle. When the cattle saw the buffalo, they started running with them. Nat did everything he could to try to stop the herd, but it was no use. They were running wildly, and the cowboys were trapped between them and the buffalo. They were in a bad spot. They could all be killed. But after running for a long time and covering many, many miles, the herd began to tire and slow down. As they slowed down, they also spread out. This gave the cowboys room to ride to the sides of the herd and stop it. They looked around quickly to see if anyone was missing. "Where is Cal?" Nat asked. The others, no one knew. "Cal, Cal," he called. There was no answer. Nat felt sick as he rode back to look for his dear friend. Tears came into his eyes as he saw Cal dead on the ground where he had fallen from his horse. Many buffalo had run over him. He was sad to lose his best friend. They had ridden many miles together. The cowboys buried Cal, and Nat said a few words over his grave. One summer, the boss wanted some new horses. He called 20 of his best cowboys together. Nat would lead the men into the hills to look for animals. It was a hard job herding wild horses and bringing them down from the hills. But Nat, of course, did his best. The boss was very pleased as he watched the cowboys ride in with their summer's work running ahead of them. "You've done a fine job, Nat," the boss said. "Pick any horse you want. He's all yours." I wonder what horse Nat will pick. On the 4th of July, Nat went to Deadwood, South Dakota. The people there were having all kinds of contests, and the town was full of cowboys hoping to win prizes. Nat got into a roping contest. The first cowboy to rope, saddle, and ride a mean horse would win. Nat was surprised when he got up on the horse and found that he was the first one in the saddle. This meant that he was the winner. When Nat entered into a shooting contest, he shot better than any of the other cowboys. In fact, he was doing so well in the contest that people began to follow him around and cheer for him. This made Nat feel good, and he tried even harder. By the end of the day, he was the hero in Deadwood, South Dakota. One fall day, Nat was sent out alone to round up stray cattle. He was going along thinking, what a great life cowboys have, when all at once a band of Indians began to chase him. He tried to get away, but there were too many for him.